Alcohol poisoning is real. My few regrets involve boys. I don't need anything going into my body other than food and drink and ice cream. Hey guys, it's Sangwi and welcome back to my channel. And for today's video, I'm giving you guys back to school advice for both high school and college students. And also during this video, I'm just going to be curling my hair while I talk to you guys. This video is sponsored by Klaiyi Hair, so I'm going to be showing you guys how I get my beach waves while I'm giving you guys back to school advice. Anything you want to say, anything you felt like saying throughout this video, feel free to say it. Feel free to comment it as you think it so you don't lose it. Some details about my hair. This is actually like baby length for me. Usually I have hair that goes all the way down to my waist, so I'll put the lengths that I'm wearing up on screen. And I have a 5x5 closure. It's supposed to mimic more of like a frontal than like a closure would. This hair is really like soft and fluffy. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's really soft though. This is the curling one I'm going to be using. Like, it's an interchangeable one, and I think I'm using like the thickest barrel today, so we'll see how that goes. Before we start this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, follow me on my Instagram, and yeah, I think that's it. So let's get right into this video. If you see me looking down, that's because I have all my notes right here. I don't know if I'm gonna number these or not, but the first tip or advice piece I have is to focus on school and getting good grades. You wanna focus on getting good grades and not other things, because high school is how you get into college, and college is how you get further in life by getting like that dream job that you want, depending on the career you want. Some people may not need to go to college for that, but if you know that your dream job requires you to have a college degree, you need to do well in high school so you can get into a good college. The bulk of my scholarship came from when I was in high school, and I got all my tuition paid for because of my good grades. So I was like this like scholarship / grant that paid for all my tuition. So the only thing that I had to worry about, I'm forgetting I'm supposed to be curling my hair. So if I'm looking like all over the place, guys, excuse me, because I need to use the viewfinder and like my MacBook to see. The scholarship that I got paid for my tuition, so the only thing that I had to pay for was room and board, so parents didn't have to stress too much when I went to college, which is a really good thing. Going along with that bullet point about like focusing on school, you want to build your work ethic early, time management skills, because you're going to need that when you get to college. Building your work ethic now is better, because my high school really prepared me for college in that sense, because I was already doing all of my homework in high school, and I was already listening to my teachers, listening to what they had to tell me. So when I went to college, I carried that with me, and that's how I did well in college too. Because a lot of college students, like when they first get there, some of them don't have that work ethic depending on where they come from. So I feel like that's how I was able to do really well, and I like was really well self-disciplined as well. Yeah, I'm like not even looking at you guys at all, sorry, but this is good advice that I'm giving you. Take dual college / AP courses. This is for your benefit, that when you go to college, you'll be able to have some credits already on your board or your back or whatever, because taking dual credit classes in high school, they count for college, so you already have some credits like going into college. You have to take less classes, you can like be ahead of the game a little bit early. I know I was by maybe like 6 or 9 credits, I don't remember. I think I took like 3 AP classes in college and something like that, so that helps out a ton. And I feel like you're gonna hear people say that a lot, is to take college credit classes in high school. This is actually harder than I thought, to like focus on doing both, not worry about what the cool kids are doing. And I put cool kids in air quotes, because the cool kids in high school are not going to be the cool kids forever. I don't know, I feel like that's only in your high school, because when they step out of there and go to college, they're not going to be the cool kids anymore. Like all that clique stuff is gone. Don't attempt to do what they're doing. Don't try and get into any like drugs or alcohol. Like I know high school students, they still have like parties and stuff, but I never did really much of any of that stuff while I was in high school. While I was in high school, I focused all on my grades. I wasn't really into that stuff. I never drank. That's one thing I really recommend you not doing, is to vape. Never smoked anything in my life, not a cigarette, not a blunt, not a Juul, and I've been offered those things countless amount of times, even in high school, and I'm like, no, that's disgusting. I don't need anything going into my body other than food and drink and ice cream. I think that falls under the food category, whatever. Don't do any of that in high school. You're too young. Like, you don't need any of that stress, and what comes with like doing all those things is more maturity, and some of you don't have that. Like, to be honest, some of you don't have that. All you need to be worrying about in high school is getting good grades, trying to have fun, because once you get the good grades, everything will start to follow. You can even play sports in high school. I did that. I did a lot of sports actually. Which could also be a tip, is to try and join like a team or something like that, a fun activity that you like doing. I did basketball, I ran track, I did cross country for like half of the year. I joined the squad and did that. That was kind of fun, but that was kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. Even to this day, the high school sports that I did, that's how I like have determination in the gym and I can get through workouts, because I know how to be my own coach and like push myself. Not to say you can't build that up yourself if you haven't played a high school sport, but it just makes it easier because like coaches push you like crazy in high school. I only had a couple close friends and I was fine with that. Like, I knew a lot of people in my high school and a lot of people knew me because I was trying to do the whole like outfit thing on Instagram. Like, some people used to call me OOTD because I would take a picture like almost every day of the week and like post one hashtag OOTD on my Instagram. But yeah, like, so a lot of people knew me, but I didn't have a lot of people that I called close friends, so I wasn't like invited to all the parties. Like, senior year is where I started going to more places, and rightfully so. Like, I wouldn't have been wanting to do all that when I was younger, and I had African parents anyway, so they didn't even let me do too much, but I knew not to ask anyway. So once I'm done already, look at how this is looking. I think I'm liking this big wand. Yeah, so I only had a couple close friends and I was fine with that. I mean, maybe sometimes I would feel some type of way, but obviously look at me now, I'm over it. And like, having a lot of friends really doesn't make you. It's the close friendships that matter and help you build whatever. My high school people don't drink, don't do drugs. Most of the people that I like hang out with on a daily basis or like weekly basis, they don't smoke, because I'll have to leave. Like, I'll have to leave from around you because I can't tolerate weed smoke at all. Like, I just stay away from it and I prefer not to be around it. And I don't know how you guys can do it because that stuff smells bad to me. So yeah. Now moving on to my college advice. Bullet point number 1. These are low-key kind of in order, but always go to class. Always go to class. This is a problem that a lot of people have freshman year, low-key all the years of college. College, you have so much more freedom. Like, it's such a major like transition from high school. I watched like a ton of college advice videos and all that stuff, like college vlogs, just so I could get a feel, but like, you never really know what you're getting into until like you experience it for yourself, and every college is different as well. So as I was saying, always go to class, because if you miss class, it's going to be hard to learn. Point blank, simple. Period. Moving at a much faster pace than high school does, and if you miss like 2 classes, like that's a lot, because you guys are gonna have like quizzes and tests and stuff along the way before midterms happen. Yeah, if you do miss a class, make sure you have like a friend in that class that can tell you what you did. Now professors are really cracking down because they make attendance a part of your grades. Next bullet point is for when you're in class, don't just sit there. Like, take notes and pay attention, trying to absorb what the professor is telling you. I always took notes on a notebook, so like a pen and paper was always it for me. Like, I had a notebook for every class first freshman year, and then I decided like I didn't need all that, so I had like 2 notebooks, because teachers sometimes don't even give you a lot of notes. For my operations management class, for my finance class, like those kind of classes, they had a notebook on its own. If it's a harder class, I'll have a notebook on its own for that. I know some people like to take electronic notes, so it's basically whatever works for you, but you need to be have something to take down important things that the teacher is saying. In a bunch of my classes, I could almost say like every single one, the professor would say like, oh, this is going to be on your exam, and then you could like not jot it down or whatever. And they do that because like in college, your professors, like, they really want you to learn. They really want you to do well in school. I always had really good professors, and I did use Rate My Professor. That's not a tip on here, but I'm gonna add that in here. Please use Rate My Professor before you pick your classes. You pick your classes in college. This is not high school. You're picking your own schedule. You're making your own like life. Like, basically you get to pick what you want to do. So please use Rate My Professor. I use Rate My Professor every single time. I asked around. I kind of went off on tangents, but there was a lot of advice. When you go out at night, travel with friends and be aware of how you're getting home. This is a tip that you need to take with you for life, because of all the like issues we have with like kidnapping going on, Ubers hurting people. There was the one thing where I think she was a college student. She went to a bar with her friends and she left without them, and she got into a car that she thought was her Uber, and her 10 Uber driver had killed her and they found her body. So if you have Twitter or social media, you probably saw that story that I'm talking about. But it's really important to travel with your friends and to not leave them unless they know where you're going. Like, I understand that people, like, you have boyfriends, you want to go stay at somebody's house after you go out, that's cool and all, but turn your location on with your friends, share your location with them, and definitely like your close friends. I had my cousin I texted, Elsa, shout out to you. I always texted her where I was going, no matter where. She had my location, a couple of my other friends had my location, and I just learned to never go anywhere basically without knowing how I'm getting there and how I'm getting home. And sometimes I messed up a couple of times, and those were like not a fun time at all, like not having a ride somewhere. Even that just happened to me recently. So yeah, sometimes you can still mess up, but you need to like instill in yourself like never to go anywhere. And this is helping me out right now, like telling you guys is helping me too, because I'm gonna take my own advice. Never go anywhere without knowing how you're getting there, how you're going home, who you're going with, who's going to be around you, the type of scene you're going to, because if you're not from that state, you don't know what areas to stay away from. We all make mistakes and stuff, but I'm still learning. You guys are still learning, so I'm helping you guys to learn so you don't make the same mistakes I did. Because when you have to like be asking people, hey, can I ride back with you, hey, da da da, like I was never scared to, because yeah, I'm trying to get home safe, and they knew that too. And like if we go to the same college, that made everything a lot easier, but it just helps to know before. And like people say that I'm annoying because I ask questions a lot, but look where I am today. Graduated with a 3.9 GPA. Currently I'm in the corporate workforce. I'm doing YouTube full-time, and I'm making a living off of that, and I'm being smart about it. I still just graduated, have my degree, so I am planning to kind of look into doing something on the side, because I think I can, not think, I know I can do both. So it's kind of like, why not do both and kind of just get a feel for something in my major if I can, or just something else on the side. Like I'm really into criminal justice and things like that, so I don't know what job I can get, because I did not study criminal justice in school, but I'm sure there's something I could do without having to have gone to school for it. This villa is important because I know that college is a big place, and moving from high school, maybe if you didn't have friends before, if you're sad to be leaving your friends, everybody wonders, how am I gonna make friends? How am I gonna meet people? College is so big. If you're scared about making friends and meeting new people, don't be. Like, there are friend groups for everyone. Like, college is huge. There's a lot of people come from all different states. Like, so your friends are gonna come from your classes, they're gonna come from the different organizations that you join, and I do recommend joining organizations. It doesn't have to be a sport, but there are so many organizations that you can join in college, and I do recommend joining at least one. They have something for literally everyone. I'm pretty sure there's like chess club, checkers club, hockey, swimming, all this kind of stuff. And my school had a student organization fair or a club fair, I don't know, something like that. I joined international dance team. I did this business fellows thing. That was a part of like my business school, but it was for like minority students. I was a part of the university honors program. Joining organizations is really important. That's how you can meet your friends. Most people are super friendly in college. It's not like high school. There's no cliques. Of course, more people like know more people, and like because like social media following, like that kind of stuff. But there's no like Mr. Popular of the whole college campus. Like, of course, people have their friend groups that wouldn't even stand for that in college. Like, I know if I still saw someone being mean to someone, I'd be like, hey, can you stop that? Like, that's rude. Like, and that's what more people need to do, because nobody deserves to be bullied. Nobody deserves to be mean. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Nobody deserves someone else being mean to them. Like, that's just point blank rude, and I don't stand for anything like that. Period. Meeting friends is super easy. Even I make friends by like, oh hey, do you want to get each other's numbers because we're in the same class? Maybe we could study together sometime. And then like seeing people in class, and then when you see them out on the like college scene, like on the bar scene or on the street, you just say hey, like, oh, you might see somebody in like a lot of your classes if you're in the same major. So that's how a lot of people make friends as well. And then my last tip for you guys, and maybe most important of all, is have fun. This is freaking college. Let me say it again. This is freaking college. You're gonna be ranging from 18 to like your early 20 somethings. You need to have fun. Like, this is gonna be like the best time of your life, kind of the hardest time of your life, depending on your classes as well. Now that I'm done with it, I can definitely see when people are like, dang, time flies by. Like, time flies when you're having fun. Like, I'm done with already like 4 years of college, and I don't feel like I just went to college. Like, I don't feel like I was just a freshman. Like, obviously it's been 4 years, but it still went by really, really fast. I don't really regret anything. Like, I wouldn't mind going back for another year of school because I like school. Like, I did well in school. Like, going to class is fun for me. Buying school supplies is fun. Taking notes was fun. But the years do go by fast, so cherish it while you can. Have fun, make friends. Do a little bit of drinking when you reach the more appropriate, mature age. Like, freshmen do drink, but you need to watch yourself because alcohol poisoning is real. Like, when you drink, I know I drank before and then like I want to keep drinking more, but obviously that's not good for your body. But when you have alcohol in your system, it becomes a point where you're doing things because of the alcohol. If y'all make a whole like drink etiquette, party etiquette, something like that, y'all comment down below if you want that. I only have a few regrets, and my few regrets involve boys, men, the male species. So if you don't want to get into that and live your college-free life, stay away from boys. It wasn't anything too bad, I guess, but yeah, my regrets come from boys. And I did super well in school, so the only thing that I would have done differently was choosing a harder major. The thing about college and like going into business, like, everyone has the same core classes until you get into your like last semester of your junior year, and then senior year your courses change and like split up from people, because then you're going into courses for your major. Like, I definitely could have done finance and still gotten a really high GPA. So I feel like I could have done that, and because that's easier to fall back on, I feel like finance, because there's always going to be money around, everybody has money issues, blah blah blah. Numbers, that's always going to be needed. Let me tell you guys where I went to school. I went to the University of Cincinnati in Ohio, and I studied marketing and public relations. Look at my pretty notebook. Anyways, so that wraps up the end of this back to school advice video for my high school babies and my college babies. I hope you guys got a lot of juicy advice from this. Send this to a friend who needs to hear some of this advice. Screen record, post it on Instagram, share it. Send your friends the link if they're nervous about going to any year in high school or college. If you guys want to leave your questions down below and comments down below, I feel like that's good because it can help people. You guys can also reach out to me via DM on Instagram. I will be more so replying to the comments under this post because I want everybody to learn from everybody's questions. But if you guys have more personal questions, yeah, feel free to DM me on my Instagram at Untitled Chapter. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. I think I covered what I wanted to cover. And I'll see you guys in my next video next week. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And I love you guys so much, and thank you guys for watching this video.